7:30 now. Welcome back to Up with KREM. I'm Jen York. We are tracking breaking news this morning. Police are investigating a robbery right now in North Spokane. Nicole Hernandez is near the Zip Trip gas station on North Ash and Francis, where police say that robbery took place. Nicole, what can you tell us about the search for the suspect?
Yeah, Jen, so right now that search is still underway. Police are looking for that one more suspect in this robbery at the Zip Trip here. Now, police are saying what's most important right now is for people who live in this area to stay home, stay put while they do this search for this final suspect. Also, if you see or hear anything suspicious, to go ahead and call police or crime check to let them know what's happening. And then also don't confront anybody who you don't know at this point, because they are obviously still actively looking for someone who is involved in this robbery. As you can see here in this parking lot, there are still several police officers here. There have been several going in and out, searching obviously this neighborhood. Earlier today, about an hour ago, we saw several officers, a group of about 6 or 7 with a search dog, a couple with large rifles going through the neighborhoods right along Francis here, going in every street, every backyard, every alleyway, searching for this person. We also heard officers over a loudspeaker in a car communicating with someone. We weren't able to exactly make out exactly what they were saying because of traffic, but neighbors did say that they heard that as well. So just again, for people in this area, you should be staying put. Try to stay inside if you can. A couple of women who were walking were asked to stay out of the way of officers searching, and were able to walk down the street. And as for traffic in this area, Francis here near Ash is completely open. There is no blocking of any streets here on this main thoroughfare. But again, just to be clear, we are near the Zip Trip on Francis, which is just west of Ash, right west of that Rosars here. So as soon as we get any new information, we will make sure to bring it to you. Live in North Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, Nicole, thank you so much for that live report here at 7:32. Of course, we'll continue tracking that story this morning here on Up with KREM. For the latest updates, you can always check KREM.com and the KREM 2 mobile app. We do want to turn our attention to the weather this morning. I know there was a lot of lightning that moved through overnight. Not necessarily the best news considering we have really dry, hot weather. But let's check in with Evan Arani for what else we might expect.
A little bit cooler as we start off the day. Temperatures are mostly in the 60s as opposed to the 70s that we started off Monday and Tuesday with. Mainly contributing to this thanks to this wet weather system that's passing through. We've got thunderstorms to start off our Wednesday morning. You can see most of them have made their way out of the region, so not exactly affecting Washington or North Idaho anymore, but just a few hours ago they were. So I'll pause this at where we are right now. You can see how Washington is mainly dry, and through the North Idaho panhandle we're looking pretty good as well. But if you look off toward western Montana, that's where we still have plenty of thunderstorms located, and still some down even around the Kuski area. If you look up toward about Bonners Ferry, Sandpoint area, we've got still some rain coming down, so important to keep in mind that wet weather is still present this morning and going to continue to clear out as the day goes on. I'll give you a little bit of a closer look at just the last about 3 hours on that satellite radar loop. In fact, let me extend this back to about 5 hours where you could see what we started off with, and it just passed all the way through the panhandle, even making its way through Spokane around that about 2 and 3 a.m. hour. Watches, warnings, and advisories look like this. They've all expired for the Washington and North Idaho region. Still some red flag warnings down toward Oregon, making it to 93 degrees this afternoon. That's the afternoon high, but that ridge that has been bringing the heat wave, well, that's going to be flattening, and we're going to be seeing those temperatures cool down quite a bit over the next several days. So making it back down to the 80s for days after today. We'll look at that a little bit closer in just a few minutes.
Evan, thank you. 7:34 on the dot now. New this morning, experts have issued level 3 evacuations for a wildfire burning in Okanogan County. Now, this is near the Palmer Fire, which is near Omak. Areas west of Wanacott Lake need to get out now. Now, crews say that fire is about 100 acres in size. They say it's burning grass, brush, and timber. So check out this video. This is from the National Weather Service. It shows smoke from that fire drifting across the border to Canada. Now, people in that area west of Wanacott Lake are being asked to leave now. Getting back to those evacuations, the lake is about 7 miles southwest of Oroville near the U.S.-Canada border. The evacuation notice applies to Wanacott Lake Road from Ellis Barnes Road south to Richards Road. Also this morning, the Badger Lake fire and areas around that area are still under a level 3 evacuation notice. The wildfire is burning has burned rather, just more than 200 acres southeast of Cheney. Nicole Hernandez was there this morning for an update. Of course, we're going to get back to her in just a moment, but first here, let's take a look at what we can expect this morning. Level 3 evacuations again are in place near that fire.
Yeah, and that means the residents out of the Cutthroat Road and Badger Lake Estates area should leave immediately.
So a map of that fire here on your screen. At last check, again, flames had scorched about 200 acres. This morning, we do not have the containment information. At last check, it was 0% contained. But the Department of Natural Resources crews told Nicole when she was out there earlier today, they are working to get some updated numbers this morning. They worked overnight working to contain that fire. Of course, we'll bring you any updates here on Up with KREM. Well, today, Sandpoint City Council members are expected to vote on a proposed mask mandate. But unlike Kootenai County, there will be no public testimony. The Bonner County Daily Bee reports any questions or concerns had to be submitted ahead of time. Now, the meeting is set to begin tonight at 5:30. It will be streamed on the City of Sandpoint's YouTube channel. Meanwhile, the Panhandle Health District reports Bonner County is seeing a reported 192 COVID-19 cases.
7:36 now. Last night at the Democratic National Convention, New York Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez endorsed Senator Bernie Sanders for president.
In a time when millions of people in the United States are looking for deep, systemic solutions to our crises of mass evictions, unemployment, and lack of health care, en el espíritu del pueblo and out of a love for all people, I hereby second the nomination of Senator Bernard Sanders of Vermont for President of the United States of America.
And this endorsement is in line with what normally happens at the National Convention, because normally the candidate isn't actually chosen before the convention. However, this year that convention was postponed, of course, due to COVID-19. So this morning the nomination is trending on Twitter with a lot of people confused by it. Representative Ocasio-Cortez addressed it in a tweet saying, if you were confused, no worries. She was simply following the traditional roll call like what we've seen in the conventions past. And as President Trump's campaign for re-election continues, the president has now traveled to 18 different states since the start of pandemic shutdowns in late March. He spoke in Arizona yesterday about the importance of his re-election.
When it comes to Second Amendment, when it comes to life, when it comes to a lot of things that you people live for, if you don't have the Supreme Court and if you don't have the courts on your side, you can forget it. And the next president, I think, will pick 2, 3, or even 4 justices of the Supreme Court. They can be on the court for 40 to 50 years. You pick them young. They could be on there for 40 to 50 years.
For his next campaign spot, President Trump will travel to Pennsylvania tomorrow. Well, Hoop Fest looks very different this year as the competition turns digital. We've got more coming up. Also, we take another look outside with Evan Narani as that high fire danger continues, especially with thunderstorms possible. We'll give you the latest updates in just a little bit. And the Trailblazers beat the Los Angeles Lakers in their first playoff game last night, and it caused plenty of moments that went viral into the night and through the morning. We'll take a look at what's trending after the break.